Welcome to Webcam Confidence for Women. Fun, fiery, and fierce. Confidence coach Susan Axelrod and co-host online business producer Pam Sullivan offer real-time strategies and skill building for women wanting to use webcam in business. In this podcast, you'll learn how to rise, R.I.S.E. Releasing inhibitions and securing enthusiasm are key to getting confident on video. Are you ready to rise? The show starts now.
Welcome to Webcam Confidence for Women, where we help women in business rise. I'm Susan Axelrod, your confidence coach.
I'm Pam Sullivan, your producer.
We are delighted to be with you for another master class. We have another wonderful guest, and we have been having so much fun having these classroom type sessions with women who are in business making impact. These are purposeful businesses. These are women really on fire, really intending to make a difference in many ways with their businesses. Our job in this masterclass is to help them get more confident on video so they can have more impact with their business. As a reminder, the acronym for RISE is releasing inhibitions and securing enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the hallmark of women making a difference. Often when you're younger, enthusiasm is stripped away, and our job is to strip away those inhibitions and allow enthusiasm to rise. And we've been doing that through this masterclass. So Pam, hi, how are you today?
I'm good, excited as always.
I know, we love this. This is so much fun. I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce our very special guest.
Welcome, Trish. Trish is a writer, transformational coach, R.I.S.E master teacher, and founder of InVibe, helping motivated individuals through the evolving and transformative process of remembering who they came here to be. So welcome, Trish. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to do this and just be with you both and to hopefully improve my presence on video.
Well, let me tell you, everything that you're doing, I don't know if you saw me put my hands on my heart. For those who are watching us by video, for those who are listening, my hands were on my heart. The work that you're doing, Trish, is you used the word transformative, and it's absolutely vital today. Pam and I, before we started recording, Pam and I were talking about this time in the history of the world. And so right now, tools of grounding and what I call soul connection are a hardcore business skill. So good for you. I'm so happy that you joined us today. I want to just ask you a quick question before we get started. You just gave us a little hint about it, but knowing others who have been our guests, why did you say yes to being in our hot seat today?
The main reason why I said yes was because I'm all about continuous improvement and growth and transformation in any way and expansion. And just as I step more into my true authentic self, this is another expansion of that. And I'm not afraid to look at the not so pretty parts of myself that come across. And yeah, I just want to expand and grow. So I'm so excited to do this.
I am not afraid. So some people know me and they are afraid of me, but Pam's been working with me a long time, so she's not afraid of me either anymore. All right, so Pam, why don't we get started? Let me just throw it over to you.
All right, here we go.
Nature and community. Navigating life by choice rather than circumstance is how we make the shift to expand our humanity. The shift starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Shift, Perspective, and Our Power to Change on the Cornelia Stephanie Media Network and Transformation Talk Radio. I'm Trish Campbell, your co-host, along with my good friend Diane McClay, and we're so happy you made the choice to join us for the next half hour. We're going to talk about perspective and why it's important to have and to shift, and we'll offer some strategies for you to tap into your own personal power.
Okay, we're going to get right into it. I always like to let the guest explain what it is that you're doing. And so I love everything about the title, The Shift. I love perspectives. I love what you just said at the end before I cut you off, which is personal power.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that on a break. And so I love everything about that. Now, I'm going to get started with my loving critique or coaching, and I'm sure some of it may be familiar to you, but maybe not. So I want to start by saying that I want to see I call it like a stance. I want to see a more secure stance. We square off here and we have our spine a little bit straighter. And when we do this, and I'm, by the way, I do this too, Trish. So just so you know, Pam and I are not perfect. We don't claim to be perfect, but we know what we're talking about because of our own experiences. So there's a rocking back and forth. There's a moving back and forth this way. And when we create this stance where we're really squaring our shoulders, we're giving our spine a good alignment, then we can be a little bit in more conscious awareness. For you, it's going to be from the neck up. I don't know if you noticed your eyes, you're doing a lot of blinking.
Yeah.
And not that there's anything wrong with blinking, but in this case, and Pam, I'm going to check in with Pam on this as well. I feel like it's a little bit of a nervous habit because well, I'm not sure why. We could talk about that, but I felt like it was a little bit nervous. Now, if it's something that is inherent to you and you can't stop that, then that's different. Then you need to say, yeah, that's a thing that I do. But in this case, we want to have this calm, confident look right into the webcam.
Okay.
And we want to really be thinking about right now. Can you see me looking at you, Trish?
Yeah.
Right. Watch this. See the difference? How now I'm looking at you on the screen.
Okay, so look into the camera then.
And now I'm looking at you right into the webcam. So honestly, I'm looking into a webcam, but you are on my mind and of course on my heart.
Okay.
So we want you, even in a podcast where you're supposed to be talking to many, many people, right? The hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people, we still want you to be thinking of one listener. So Pam, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, same thing. I agree with all that you said. And I first just want to say that we just get so excited when we do these things because we know that there's things that you can do to help and to make, your virtual presence better. And everybody who we've had on the show so far, that they just have so much to share, and you including, Trish. I watched that whole podcast that you sent and it was great. And so your content is great. So the things that we're here to do is to help you connect better to your audience. So those are our two goals: connecting better with your audience by learning these things and practicing these things, and just having your audience be more receptive of what you're saying and the content you're putting out. And so those are our goals and our reasons for our critique and things that we say. And we are on the journey, like Susan said. I'm definitely on that journey with everybody else, still learning, always learning. Of course, never perfect. So to address the looking at the camera, I think that was the main thing that I saw too, like as I was watching that video of you. And there were certain parts where you did look at the camera and you looked more relaxed. And those were the parts where I really kind of connected with you. And I felt like, I really wanted to watch more. But I think that does take practice, Susan. And that's what we tell everybody too. It's not easy looking in this camera. And it definitely takes some practicing and kind of rearranging these windows on your computer, because you'll kind of get into a groove a little bit, or you'll kind of get used to it, so that you're still kind of seeing people, but you're looking in the camera. I don't know. It's a different weird, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but really that practicing and looking in the camera, because the audience really will feel like you're talking to them.
Right.
And so you're going to connect better.
Okay.
Right. And that's really it. You know, Trish, Pam is a virtual producer, and she's my virtual producer. She has been for a couple of years. I've learned so much from working with her. And the language that I actually learned from Pam, of course, I had my own organic ability to do this, but what I learned from Pam teaching me, and also through these types of discussions, is the idea about how your viewer is going to connect with you better. I had an ability to do this somehow, I think, because of our number one tip to anybody who wants to be more confident on webcam, just like Pam said, practice, practice, practice. But I have a different understanding now in production about how I want the viewer to feel. And especially in the world of podcasting, Trish, like I said, you want to be speaking to so many. That's what a podcast is. But what you really want is to transform the listener one by one. And so this is the kind of thing that we're talking about. So what do you think about all of this that we're saying so far?
I love that. And I want to like add to why, what I said to the why I'm doing this, because like it's about having more confidence and presence during these podcasts, but the ultimate goal is to connect with people. So thank you for, I mean, already I feel like I've got so many tips to practice. And I do have a question though. So since we're doing a podcast and it's Diane and I, like our co-hosting, looking in the camera the entire time, or like when she's speaking, like what do you recommend there? Like
Pam's laughing to herself. The answer is only one and always the same: looking into the camera.
Okay.
Okay, because that way it'll look like you're looking at Diane. Right?
Okay.
Now, that's not to say that you don't glance. I don't know if you can watch my eyes. That's not to say that you don't glance down every now and then and look back into the camera. I'm looking at Pam. Hi, Pam. Right. And now I'm looking back into the camera. That's going to be something that you will develop a more ease and comfort. And so it really, it is, some people put pictures or post-its or a smiley face, anything around their camera to make it a little more friendly to them, to bring their attention to it, to look into it. It's awkward, but it's also really the world of business as we know it today. If you watch, you know, television, then those people are, the actors have been doing this since the beginning of, you know, media, looking into the TV camera. And now we're looking into the webcam. Okay, so that's the answer. It's like, now I'm looking at you because I want to see you nodding at me. Yes, you get it. So I can check in with you and look at the screen to make sure that I answered your question. I can see from your body language that I did. If I never did that, then I wouldn't have any sense of connection to you to be able to engage and interact with you. So there's going to be, and you can go ahead and watch me and watch Pam and watch R.I.S.E and see how it goes. Okay. All right. So please ask any questions you want. This is exactly what we're doing. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Pam, you want to go again? Let's go again.
Okay, here we go.
So let's do this together. Let's get started. Diane, why don't you share with our audience why perspective is important to you and how you got here? And kind of connecting the dots to how I showed up in the world as an adult and in my relationships and in my life and in work. And I ended up in the corporate world and I was there for 20 years. And I just felt this growing misalignment with that, and shifting my perspective at this time when I had this major change, like I said,
Okay, once again, I am loving your language, Trish. So I do teach confidence speaking as well. I actually teach content creation and public speaking, and I'm loving your language. Anytime I hear the word misalignment, it means that the person knows what alignment is. So I love that. And I love, again, you're using the word perspective. Perspective is personal. So I really love that. So I'm loving the content. Okay. By the way, did you hear the good cop, bad cop, how I'm mean and Pam's always so nice? Okay, so I'll just go and get right into it. Pam is always the one who brings the loving cushion and buffer.
I follow up.
I get right into it. So I want to address the webcam and the lighting, because the production of your podcast is on you. If you're not using a production team, then the production is you. You are also now a producer. I also learned this from Pam. Now, I'm not loving the quality of your webcam. And, you know, if you, I don't know what webcam you're using. I'm going to also I'll let Pam talk about this as well. I don't know what webcam you're using, but if you go back and look at it, I think you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not really crisp. And I did that, just so you know, I used my laptop cam for years until only, I don't know, sometime it was last year, or maybe the year before, I can't remember, when I actually did buy an external webcam. And so that was one thing I wanted to say. I'm not loving the lighting. I feel like, and even now, I feel like a circle cam with a light in it is going to open things up a little bit for you. And so everybody's lighting is different, and it depends where you are. I mean, Pam and I, we've crafted our frame because this is what we do for a living. But before I started doing this, I would go all over the house. I'm not kidding, with my laptop. What's it look like? What's it look like? What's it look like? So Pam, let me ask you to weigh in on these two things. The frame is really nice. It's clean. It's lovely. But I feel like the cam and the lighting, what are your thoughts about that, Pam?
I think it could be just lighting. Do you have any kind of external light that you're using, or is it just the room light?
Yeah, I think, well, one of the issues is because this entire wall is window.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing coming from that direction. So I do have a light here. It's not a ring light, but it's a light. But it's, again, it probably should be coming from that side. I do agree with the webcam. I couldn't figure out what it was about the way I was showing up on the other side of this versus what I see. And you just nailed it, I think, with the webcam. So, yeah. And you said the one with like a ring light around, there's something with a light around it, or?
There are some that have the built-in, I think Susan has one, but I have a mini, it's like a mini ring light. It's kind of on like a gooseneck thing where I can position it, because sometimes I wear glasses, and regular ring lights, you can't really adjust them too much, but this one, I can put it up higher, or I can like bend it down. So like you said, depends on the other light in your room where you position. You kind of want to have a light right in front of you, which is what it sounds like you did. But I think if you had something more like a ring light or something like that, where you can position it a little bit better, or even, you know, the other way or straight up. And sometimes you do need, depending on where you are in the house, like you said, Susan, you do need maybe a light coming from this way or that way, but I think too, it depends on what you're making the video for. Like for the podcast, I know you want to make them look as good as you can, as good as possible. If you're doing just like an informal meeting with somebody, or if you're making YouTube videos, I mean, it all really kind of depends. But you know, I think your background is good. I mean, it looks you know, clean and bright in the background, but we just need to brighten you up a little bit better, so that we can, you know, get you as the main spotlight.
Right. And the thing is, I think these ring lights are fluorescent or something. They're a different kind of light than a regular light. And so not fluorescent, I don't know what they are, to tell you the truth, but that whatever it is, there's a brightness that they bring. I have, you can research them. I can send you the one that I have. Mine is very small and it has a couple of different light settings. I don't have it here right now, but I also have a standing big ring light on a tripod. I have a bunch of different things. And so this is just a matter of playing. Also depends on the time of day, Trish.
Yeah.
Because I've been started a meeting at 5 p.m. and in the winter time or whatever, and perfectly good on my group, this has happened in perfectly good order. And then it gets dark and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? So it does depend on the time of day. This is something else that you'll become aware of and play with it and practice. Now, I just want to say that what Pam said is very important. We want to help your business grow. And so the biggest thing that we really want to share with you in this master class is to understand that video can help your business grow. We're tending to this level of detail, which, by the way, Pam usually is like, oh, you're doing just fine. Pam always says that, which you really are. You're showing up and you're doing it. We're up leveling here, right? We're releasing the inhibitions of not exactly being sure of this or that or the other things and really enthusiastically rising. And so using video in your business, you're already doing podcasting. Do you have a YouTube channel, Trish?
Yes, I do. It's very small subscribership, and I just started a few months ago, but yeah.
Okay, I didn't ask. All I asked was if you had one. And your confident answer is, yes, Susan, I do. Would you like to know what it is?
Yes, Susan, I do. Would you like to know what it is?
Why don't you share it with us?
It's
just simply InVibe. And you can, find me on YouTube, and I would love to build my subscribership so that I can get my personalized URL and expand my audience and connect more.
So you would love to invite people to be subscribers so they can feel the shift for themselves.
Yes.
So that they can understand the connection between the mind, the heart, the body, and they can really have an experience themselves of transforming into the person that they really want to be. That's why you want to increase your subscribership, right?
Right, exactly.
Yes, so good. Thank you for sharing that. InVibe, INVIBE.
Yes.
Right, great. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
So YouTube videos, doing some little training videos or teaching videos, sharing videos, that kind of thing. I do them all the time. I'm doing it right now. I'm in the process of creating a slide share with a presentation I did the other day. I create videos all the time because I want to support women in business to feel more confident. That's what I do. So I just sit here and make videos, and that's how I'm growing my own business. And that's what we're doing with you here today.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for both of you for all this help and helping me rise.
Good. Well, we're delighted. So
I just wanted to add really quick, something that I just keep noticing or that I noticed when I was watching. And I think it takes practice too, is that to realize that, you're kind of a mirror to how you want your audience to feel. So however you're looking, and I mean, like Susan says all the time too, like some things might sound picky or whatever, but it's just things that we've learned, from experience and that we want to help others try to realize. And you kind of want to mirror how you want your audience to feel in that camera. And so it does take practice to kind of look like you're, look relaxed, facial expressions a certain way. And I think for you too, there's certain parts of your video where I really see you like kind of smiling and relaxing and opening up, and other times where I notice you almost look uncomfortable or look, I don't know. And Susan always kind of helps me with the words that I'm looking for, but maybe not uncomfortable. I don't know. Do you know what I mean, Susan? Like sometimes with maybe it's your eyes or your, how you're
So
almost like
the word that I would use is flow, Pam. The word
flow.
that
Okay.
I think that you're looking for is that sometimes you're in flow, Trish.
Mhm.
You're really, this is what I call your intuition. This is what I do. I'm in the intuition space.
Yeah.
So then you're in flow. And other times when you're searching, and that's totally practice, and also really coming down the funnel to stay in your intuition space. Pam, does that speak to what you're saying?
I think so. Yeah. Certain times I see you in that flow and I really kind of connect. And other times, yeah, you're kind of like, you almost look like kind of like you're not wanting to say certain things or not wanting to really get it out and really be like, and I think, and I've said this before too, I really think that sometimes the camera kind of takes some of your energy away immediately without even doing anything. So it's almost like, I don't know, for me, I always find that I have to be a little bit overly myself. You always want to be yourself. That's always important. You always want to be that your authentic self, and yourself is great. But just a little bit, right?
A little bit more. Okay.
So
Got it.
This is going to help with that also. See what I'm doing? See this?
Yes.
See this? That it's a little bit, just a little bit where you're literally raising yourself up. You can feel yourself, there's the slouch and there's the rise.
Yeah, I can.
I think a little bit is to confidence and practice together combined.
Yeah, exactly.
There's all these things I need to remember. Look at the
Well,
camera.
fortunately, this is one of the things that we're going to give you is both the audio, which you can listen during your walks, and the video. And so as a thank you for being our guest today. And per what Pam just said, I'd love to suggest that you go back and watch that podcast again, at least one time, and see if you can see what Pam was talking about. See if you can identify the times where you say, oh, there I'm in flow and there I'm not. Everything is perfectly okay. Trish, you're really up way above the 5 on all of this, way above the 5, closer to the 10. We're just moving you higher, even to 10, closer to 10. That's really what we're doing. So we have to go, even though this was so fun. And what I would really love to do, if you are interested, if you want to come back in a couple of months and do this again, and then we can up level it even higher, baby. If you're interested, we'd love to have you come back and do that.
I would love that. Thank you for that offer. Yeah, always interested in up leveling and improving and connecting more with people. So yeah, most definitely.
So why don't you let us know, how can we find you and your important work?
You can find me, my website is invibe.ca, and I'm on Instagram very regularly. Probably that's the most consistent place I am on to be found on social media, Facebook as well, LinkedIn, my YouTube, which I'm trying to grow. So I appreciate if you subscribe and like and share that. And thank you so much for having me and doing this. So grateful.
Well, we're very happy. In Vibe, I mean, come on, that's fantastic. I love it. I love everything about it. So thank you for showing up today, for your brave and for really just being in the hot seat with us. We're really happy to have you. We're looking forward to watching your business grow and watching you rise even more. So Pam, we did it. Another great episode. See you in the studio.
Right. See you in the studio. And yes, I can't wait to see what else comes from you, Trish, because it's going to be great.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank Thank you for listening to Webcam Confidence for Women with Susan Axelrod and Pam Sullivan. Be sure to tune in every first and third Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. And before you leave, be sure to download your free Journey to Webcam Confidence workbook at bit.ly/Journey to Webcam Confidence. And if you're interested in practicing your own virtual presentation so you can grow your business using video, be sure to check out the Virtual Presenter Studio at volutionvirtual.com/studio. If you need a boost from a confidence coach, Susan Axelrod is the coach for you, offering women the scaffolding to create their own freedom in business and in life. Find her at whatwillyourlegacybe.com. See you next time.